Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that.
Alright, what it do, still with the camera, sound like a lamb. Big boss, how bounced out, can't poke through the door. Hit the top this box, if I get my soliloquy. Never tell times, don't last, good people do the not be self. Cut them in if I love, maybe you matter. Peak game, 84's on swing. Alright. So let's get the meat potatoes, the main dish, the main entree. Right? One thing I noticed is this, and I've been telling y'all this. A lot of big channels been saying what I've been saying about a lot of fighters. Right? Now, I know they ain't watch my videos. I'm a small channel, right? So a lot of these big channels, I know they ain't watch my channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about big channels seeing my channel. You know what I mean? I'm cool with being in my small pond. I'm from Houston. You know what I'm saying? Old school Houston. We don't want no shine, no recognition. You know what I'm saying? We just want to keep it 1,000 and keep it real. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Shakur Stevenson. I briefly mentioned this on the other video that's coming, talking about Shakur Stevenson, right? The lies that are being told, right? I got this part 3, Shakur Stevenson edition. I got another one by Terrence Crawford. Shout out to P. Hester, man. P. Hester gave me some content. But Shakur Stevenson was on the Breakfast Club. And like I mentioned in the last video, I kind of briefly went into it. He said that he can knock out Gervonta Tank Davis. He said he can hurt Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay? And if you ain't seen that statement, go watch the Breakfast Club interview and he'll tell you. All right? You'll hear it clear as day. The man sat there and said he can knock out and hurt Gervonta Tank Davis. He said, why not? Lamar Roach hurt Tank. He said Lamar Roach got 11 knockouts. I got 10 knockouts. Or vice versa, whatever it is. And he said, I watched him hurt Tank, so why can't I do it? You know, I definitely think that I could do this. And, you know, Tank, you know, can be hurt. He's human. You know, I believe I got the skill set to hurt Tank. He said, you know, I believe that I'm the best fighter in the world. And he says that basically, you know, I can do whatever. I can be whatever I need to be on that night. If I need to be defensive, I can be defensive. If I want to have a performance like I did against Jamel Herring, you know, where I could get offensive and really let my hands go, I could do that. So I'm watching and I'm listening to this, right? And I almost took my phone and threw it in the trash. Let me say that again for the slow people in the back. I almost took my phone and threw it in the trash. The speaker that it was hooked up to, I almost threw that in the trash. Okay? Because it's bull jive. Alright? I respect Shakur Stevenson for the fact that he believes in himself. I'm not going to ridicule no man for belief. Right? You're a grown man. You're supposed to believe yourself in life. Especially in boxing, especially in life. Because if you don't believe in yourself, how can you lead? God created men to be leaders, right? So how can you lead your family if you don't believe in yourself, right? In anything that you do. So I'm not ridiculing him for the belief. I'm ridiculing him for saying he gonna knock out Tank. Okay? Now somebody gonna say, what? That's dealing with belief. No, that's unrealistic. Hear me out. You talking about Shakur Stevenson, who hurts his hand every time he start trying to sit on punches. He hurts his hands. He hurt his hand in many fights. A lot of fights. He's always hurting his hands. So how are you going to hurt Tank? Right? You got this is the thing. You got to be within the line of fire to hurt Tank. Right? For starters, Tank ain't Jamel Herring. Tank ain't Artem Harunyan. Tank ain't Nakatani. Tank ain't Conceição. He ain't that dude you fought in the bubble that you hurt, that you landed a body shot on and dropped him. He ain't none of them dudes, bro. Tank is Tank. Tank is cracking, right? And you showing a track record of dudes that can punch. You're not finna engage. So this is the thing this is the reason why he gets ridiculed, because he says stuff that don't make sense and that don't go with his character. Anytime he get in the ring with a puncher, he's not standing in front of him. Just like he made that statement talking about, oh, I'm always in the pocket with dudes. No, you're not. You in the pocket with dudes who can't punch. Once you get in there with dudes that's cracking, holla pimp. I don't understand this logic, right? I don't get why he keep doing this to himself. Then he gets upset when he get cooked. He want to come in people's comment section and act like somebody else and try to make threats like boys running from smoke. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, you walking yourself into this ridicule, bro. I'm never going to sit here and do something out of character, right? What is something out of character for me? Something out of character for me is starting mess. I don't start anything. I don't get involved in mess. You know what I mean? That's out of character for me, right? I don't do drama. I don't do mess. That's out of character, right? But if you bring me into this mess, I'm going to finish the mess, right? What do I mean I'm going to finish it? I'm going to put an end to it, right? You bring me into some drama, it's going to get killed right then and there. It's not going to keep going where it's lingering around, none of that foolishness. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, bro. Also, with smoke, if I get brought in a situation where dude won't smoke with me, hey, let's get it over with. Win, lose, or draw. That's the era I come from. You know what I'm saying? That ain't tough guy stuff. It's grown man stuff. It's accountability. If I get brought in some smoke and dude say you want smoke, hey, let's go ahead and get this over with then. Ain't no need to wait and let it linger. And that's the problem. That's why all these dudes is out here shooting and killing each other so much. Because of the fact they let stuff linger and they keep doing stuff. So they keep doing stuff and it's lingering. Dude getting more mad. It's too much drama, right? Y'all just get in the gloves and get it over with immediately. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go into your families. Whoever lose, you lose. You lose like a man. You win like a man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But to get back on topic, it's like Shakur keeps walking himself into these uncharacteristic things, and then he want to get upset when he get cooked. When people like, bro, you don't fight like that, bro. Oh, y'all don't know boxing. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't know that. Bro, we not trying to hear that stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and tell. I get it if somebody's saying something just egregious. I'll be like, okay, cool. But it be people who be in the sport of boxing, who know boxing, who sitting here telling you the truth about yourself. And just because we telling you the truth about yourself, oh, you don't know boxing. What? I think people use that term too loosely to kind of, it's like a scapegoat, right? They just use that so, they ain't got to answer for what they said. No, nigga, answer that question. Why in the world are you sitting there saying stuff like that? Answer that question. Why are you sitting there saying, oh, man, I could do this? Now, if he sit here and if he said some things like, I'll outbox Tank, I wouldn't have nothing to say about that. You know what I mean? Because he potentially can outbox Tank. I'm not going to lie. I ain't for saying Cap and be like, oh, man, he can't do that. No, he potentially can outbox Tank. It's very plausible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to lie to you. But this whole knockout thing is ridiculous to me. It's the same thing with the Terence Crawford and Canelo. I'm going to knock out Canelo. I'm like, if Terence Crawford knock out Canelo, he on them pellets. I'm telling you this. Y'all think I'm playing, bro. Y'all think I'm just talking to him myself. If Terence Crawford knocks out Canelo Alvarez, he on them pellets. He on that, what's that Victor Conti stuff. I'm telling you this. I'm not telling you this for, what I think or what I feel. No. If Terence Crawford knock out Canelo, a fighter that went up to 175, who's fought guys bigger than him that are punchers, and they could knock him out. So if little old Terence Crawford go up and knock out, what's it name? He on them pellets, bro. Now, if Terrence Crawford go out there and outbox Canelo for 12 rounds, that's very plausible. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Right? That's just real talk. But you know, you got these boys out here, man. And then when you keep it, you tell the truth about a situation, and you sit there, you tell them, hey, bro, this is very plausible to happen because of this. Oh, you don't know boxing. It's like, it's a scapegoat. No, and they use that because they can't debate with you about the issue. So they want to sit there and just throw that out. Oh, you don't know boxing. You don't know. Bro, shut up, bro. Answer the question. Stop running from smoke. Stop sitting there using that as a scapegoat. Answer the question. Shakur Stevenson, bro, is a great masterclass boxer. And I have to keep reiterating this. He's a great boxer, bro. Very skillful guy. We ain't taking nothing away from him. But the problem I have with him is he has an identity crisis. He thinks he's something that he's not. And that's the problem that that's the problem. That's mainly the main thing. Is he thinks he's something that he's not. Hold on right quick. All right, boss back. I had to drop something in the mail. That's the main thing with him. And I keep saying this. He thinks he's something that he's not. He thinks that he's this masterclass knockout artist. And it's like, bro, you don't even fight like that. I don't even understand why you even talking like that. Right? I get it for you to internally want something to happen. But you don't fight like that. You're not a puncher. Right? You're a boxer. Be that masterclass boxer. It's nothing wrong with that. Hey, bro, I'm going to give you a boxing lesson of your life. There's nothing wrong with that. Because he has the skills. Look, I'm going to be real with you. Shakur has the skills to outbox Tank. But me knowing him, he going to try to knock out Tank. And that's where he going to get caught with something. Right? Why do that when you could just outbox him and win? And just keep winning. All that matters is that you keep winning. But he's so worried about what people think about him. He's so worried about what people are saying and how he's perceived. He's bothered by that. It bothers him. We're going to keep it real. He's bothered by that. He wants to be he feel like, man, I'm just going to, you know, I got to do this. I'm going to be a superstar. I'm going to do this. He's so worried about what people think about him, bro. Stop worrying about that. Just fight. Win. That's all that matters. Right? Because what did Floyd say? They going to ridicule you whether you win or whether you lose. You're going to get ridiculed. Look at Tank. Tank knocking the soul out of people. He had one fight recently where he didn't knock out a guy. And they cooking him. They making skits about the hair grease and all type of stuff. They did the same thing when he didn't knock out Pitbull Cruz. Because Tank is deemed as a knockout artist. Once they put you in a category, you're forever stuck there. Right? Once they view you that way, that's how they view you. And that's real talk. There's nothing wrong with being a masterclass boxer. You're not a knockout artist. You ain't knocking nobody out. Like, you may do that to a low-level guy. But I don't see you getting in there with a Tank, hurting him, and knocking him out. I don't see that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I can see you out boxing Tank. I can see that. But I also don't see, you know, if you not, I'm just saying, if Tank on his A game, I don't see how you keep him off of you. I'm just going to be real with you. But if you on your A game, right, and he not, I can see ways where you can outbox Tank. I'm not finna sit here and cap. You know what I mean? But it's just like, boxing, look, boxing is chess, bro. That's all it is. Who gonna show up on said night? That's all it is. And I respect Shakur Stevenson for his confidence, but you gotta be realistic. You know what I mean? One thing about me is I'm a realist. As you can tell by my videos, I go off of facts, right? I don't go off speculation, right? That's just what it is. Shakur Stevenson is a masterclass boxer. That's facts, right? Shakur Stevenson is not a knockout artist. Shakur Stevenson hurts his hands almost every fight. That's facts. He hurt his hands in a Padley fight. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, I understand the potential he has. He's a great boxer. He has the potential to do a lot of things in the sport of boxing. But at 135, he ain't did nothing. And that's another thing. But I'm cooking. It's another thing. You got people talking about, oh, what is this person done? Yo, what has this person done? How, when I start mentioning Abdullah Mason and the Scooby Davises and everything like that, they're like, what have they done in boxing? I said, and the question I ask is, what's the difference in their resume from Shakur Stevenson's resume at 135? Besides him getting title opportunities based off his name. Y'all know how easy it is to push somebody for a title opportunity, right? Especially when they coming out the Olympics, right? Shakur Stevenson came out the Olympics as a silver medalist. So he gonna get title opportunities. So what if Shakur Stevenson wasn't an Olympian and he just came into boxing? Will he be where he at right now? Don't worry, I'll wait. Come on, man. Nobody got answers. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, to keep it 1,000, keep it true, coming down working with Will. Live with who you are. Stop capping. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Boss gone.